Alright, so this video today is just behind the scenes at a car dealership, because a lot of people don't really know what happens at a car dealership. Before I started at a car dealership in 2016, I honestly thought it was just like salesmen and a couple mechanics, but that's literally the farthest thing from the truth. And I've been in the car business probably 4 years at an actual dealership, and then I was a vendor at a dealership for about a year. So I've spent my fair share of time at a dealership, and some things might surprise you, others obviously it won't, just because you know what a car dealership is. But starting out, there's obviously more than salesmen and mechanics. You got salesmen, you got obviously a receptionist, you got your service advisors, you got all the service department, all the sales department. But then you actually have, every dealership has 5 or 6 at least vendors that come in, anywhere that deals with rips in your seat, the stains in your seat, messes with your wheels. You have a car wash department that could be anywhere from a straight up detail to just a quick wash. Car dealerships are probably one of the busiest places you could ever go, honestly, just because you got mechanics driving around, you got vendors driving around, you got salesmen driving around, you got support personnel driving around, you got people walking around all the time. And I think one of my favorite things that someone has said before is, just because security's at the top of every business, they go, if there's anybody strange that seems out of place, let us know. Now, someone tell me how that works when every walk of life comes into a car dealership and everybody looks completely different. And then you have old vendors and new mechanics, and you never have the same people all the time. There's always someone different. Like, it could be from a customer, it could be from new personnel, because people come and go at car dealerships, y'all. They straight up, honestly, like, you'll notice if you talk to some of your salesmen and people at the dealership, one guy could know someone for 10 years, but they haven't seen him in 5. So they'll be working together in like Texas and both move on to different places, and 10 years down the road, they're at the same dealership again, but like 4 states over. Like, that was the thing that blew my mind at first. Like, everybody knows everybody in the car business. There's a lot of car dealerships, obviously, from your mom and pop shops to your big old group 1 group of dealerships to whatever. Everybody literally knows everybody. The car dealership business is one of the hardest businesses to get out of, because once you get in, you literally have trouble getting out. Like, I don't know, it's weird. There's like a grip on everybody in the car business. That business is literally one of the hardest to get out and stay out. This is my second dealership to be at. And I always said I would never come back to a car dealership. But out of necessity and getting hurt in the oil field, I came back to a dealership. Like, it just happened. I always said I never would. I even told my boss after he hired me, I always said I would never come back to a dealership. I'm back at a dealership, and it's been a year and a half now. Another thing that might surprise y'all is when your mama said, don't take food from strangers. Granted, that's gone out the window with Grubhub and DoorDash and all those kinds of things. But it goes out the door even more, and way before those things came around, at dealerships. You literally have repeat customers that love you, that will literally make you rum cake, that will make you biscuits, that will bring you donuts, that will... And sometimes they're not even coming in for service. They will bring you food just to bring you food. I've had people at this dealership get bored and tell me this. They got bored and they knew we were working. So they bought us two big boxes of, you know what I'm trying to say, 2 big boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts. You go, hey, how y'all doing? Hands us donuts and leaves. They didn't get service done. They didn't get a car wash. They didn't talk to a vendor. They didn't do nothing. They brought us food. There's people that come in every day. Literally, people come in every day. Yes, sometimes. That if I said, here's $10, will you please go get me something to eat? They wouldn't think twice. They would go get me some food exactly how I wanted it, and I would eat that crap with no second thought. Like, people bring you food. They bring you candy. This dealership, I've had one customer that has bought us Christmas presents both Christmases that I've been here. One was an Echo Dot. The other one was a smart mouse pad that you could plug in or unplug and it would run, but it would also charge your phone on the side of it. So people, yeah, you eat food from strangers there. You somehow get Christmas presents, which was really cool and thoughtful. And if you see this, thank you, Kevin. But literally, dealerships, there's people zooming around, going around, doing something day in and day out at a dealership. Like, that is one of the, you have tow-ins, like, and it's not just people that work there. You have tow-ins. Then you have all sorts of things. You got, I don't know, dealerships are just one of the busiest places on earth, I would say. They're from all their business to repeat customers to new customers to tow-ins to, there's probably 50 people driving around the dealership a day. And people like me, who's the drive manager, head valet, head shuttle driver, I'm in and out of cars probably 150 to 180 cars a day on a normal day when we're busy and there's not a pandemic and there's not unprecedented snow and ice and all sorts of shit. I'm in about almost 200 cars a day, anywhere, because we schedule at this dealership anywhere from 73 appointments to 80 appointments, but then we have a certain amount of walk-ins, maybe anywhere from 8 to 15 walk-ins a day, and then we have a complimentary car wash that anybody who's bought a car from this dealership can come in and get a car wash anytime they want, and they do. So from that to that, we're in and out of about 200 cars a day. That's just my department. That's with mechanics driving around, with vendors driving around, with management driving around, with salesmen driving around testing cars, with tow-ins. That's with all that going. Me, myself, and the other 2 guys that I work with in my department that do our job, we are in about 200 cars a day, which is crazy to think about. But if you actually look at it and put the numbers to it, it's right up there. It's right up there. But that's pretty much what I just got on here to jump on here and talk about today, because they sent us home early because this snow and ice has kept our customers away for a little while. I mean, it's understandable because neighborhoods are hard to get out of and certain streets are hard to get out of. So, I mean, this week we've been a little slow and I haven't gone in one day and everything like that. So, I mean, it's understandable, but yeah. Numbers today were lower than at the top of the pandemic levels. Like, we were at 19 appointments a day at the height of the pandemic, and today we had 10 appointments scheduled and a couple of them canceled, and we had 1 or 2 walk-ins and no car washes because it's obviously too cold for that. So, I mean, if you want to come to a dealership, you're not the only one there. There's a lot of people there. So I mean, keep your, yeah, I don't know. Please don't let your kids run around the dealerships, especially in the service drive area, because we have people who come in there who are balls to the wall, hauling ass, and don't care, quite frankly. Like, obviously they'll care about your kids, but they are in a hurry so much for some god-awful reason that your kids could get hit. So the service drive is not a place for you to let your little 4-year-old run around or be unsupervised. And I wish that wasn't something I had to say, but I've literally seen kids almost get hit, and parents leave their kids and let them roam around. By the way, y'all people who come in with dogs, I love y'all, as long as your dogs are nice. I've gotten one car and almost got my face bit off because I didn't even know there was a dog in the car until after that, and the owner freaked out a little too late and told me not to get in because there's a dog in the car. But 99.9% of the dogs that come in the dealership, everybody at the dealership love. Everybody at the dealership, if they walk by, will stop and pet your dog and show it attention, unless you don't want that, and then we'll respect that. But I've literally sat in a car with one of the regular customers and pet his dog when I wasn't busy. And it's one of the dogs is like the freaking mascot of the dealership. He's in there so much. He's a good dog. So bring your dogs, control your children, and watch where you're driving because dealerships are busy. Thanks for watching this, and that's just my video today because I got sent home early and I was thinking about that. So see y'all next time on Let's Talk. If you want me to talk about something, comment below. I'll talk, and you'll listen or you won't. Give me a like, give me a share, give me a topic to talk about. See y'all.